Okay, we are set. We are live. Let me check on the actual webpage. Okay, we're live. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am Michael Magus, aka Mio Dread. With me today, I actually have a co-commentary man for a change. Haven't had this all season long. Dennis Hook, welcome to the commentary.
Thanks for having me.
Not a problem. As per usual, chat, if there are any issues with the audio, please let me know. I will try to adjust them and make things happen. As it stands, the OBS looks good. The game volume is down in the green, which usually is a good sign. We are up in the yellow, which is usually a good sign, so we should have good balance. If we don't, please let me know. We are here at the Circuit of Americas, and you know what? Ironically, I am remarkably unfamiliar with this circuit because I don't think I've driven it in any racing game. Now, to be clear, I've watched many F1 races here as well as some GT racing, so as a spectator, I'm well aware of the track, but I think this is the only track in ACC that I have never turned a wheel and anchor in any game. So, it is unique in that regard.
The same story for me. I don't think I've driven this track on ACC at least. I have driven it in the Formula 1 games, but I don't remember if I've driven this track on ACC or not. So it's quite unfamiliar to me as well.
So that'll be interesting. So maybe not gonna have the most apt thoughts and track familiarity, I guess is what I'm looking for. We're also here in the nighttime, so that's also a wrinkle in things. But we're here to watch the silvers, the bronzes, and the irons sorted out and come up with winners. By the way, we have 3 very, very active championships right now. As I pull my little notepad here. In the silver category, Freddie Murley leads by just 8 points over Stuart Parsons, who has been by far and away the fastest guy. He's had he's had three poles out of 4 races. So fantastic.
I believe you mean silver, because I believe I heard you say iron.
Silver. Pardon me if I said iron. I am incorrect. Silver. So there's a good battle going on between them. I wouldn't say that there's anyone else really in there. Isaac Jordan's mathematically in it. Miles Stone is mathematically in it, but I don't think that they really have a chance to get in this. I think it's going to be Parsons or Murray. But, of course, attendance could be a problem. In the bronze category, Robert Volt has the largest lead of any of the championships. He's got 14 points. Now, if you look at the Evolution Racing Academy webpage, his lead is much shorter because of the drop scores. He's dropping a 2nd place right now. But I'm... Obviously, he's got 3 more rounds, so there could be another drop score coming into play there, but he is quite a bit ahead of Adrian Maroon, Adam Stewart, and Jeffrey Bacher. Bacher is listed in 2nd place on the website because his drop score is 0, whereas everybody else is dropping points, but I don't know if I would count on that to continue. So he's fighting a little bit of an uphill battle there, even though he's shown 2nd place at the moment. And in the iron category, Sean Young leads by 8 points over Luez. But the man to look at is 3rd place Professional Hater, who is tied with drop scores taken into account with Sean Young. It's just a matter of him getting consistency that he has previously not had. Also, thank you, Chris Moss, for fixing the name from last time. It is no longer a bunch of dots, and I appreciate that.
At least we'll be able to call him by his actual name this time.
Excellent. We're here just in the last couple of minutes of free practice here. People are out on track, getting familiar with things. We'll just hop around to people who are out, doing laps or whatever. Hey, Kerry Patton in the wall. That's a little bit. Hey, Finley Gamble's here today. He's one of the fastest silvers in the series. He's just not been great about the attendance part of this thing. So, I think he'd be more of a championship contender if he was a little bit more here. Now, here's the interesting thing. Perhaps you can answer this one. Is everyone mandatory to take a endurance car for this race, or is sprint cars allowed?
good question.
It would just affect the lighting, obviously. For example, I do think Matthias Wiedemann is running a sprint car, which could be to be clear, it could be a disadvantage.
I don't think it's a necessity. Like, you're driving a car all season, then you'll keep driving that car for the whole season. I don't think there's a necessity to run a sprint car.
Oh yeah, that is a sprint car.
Or any other car.
Running. So it doesn't have the Lamborghini endurance lights. I'm just saying
I don't.
It could be a slight disadvantage not having the full-on lights that you would normally see in the dark. You could actually see the difference there. It's got a Lamborghini right behind it.
Yeah,
Lambo has extra lights there. Who is that? I don't recognize that livery.
That's Matthias.
No, the one behind it.
One behind it. That's the number 57, I think. Is that correct?
57?
Or 97.
Could be Patton.
Yeah, it's Patton.
It is Kerry Patton. Looks like Kerry's got a new livery this time around.
Does seem so.
That was not what he was running in previous rounds. Look, I like it.
Little ERA tribute car, by the looks of things, of his own design.
I like it. Looks good. His other livery looked good too, so not too much of a difference, but bit weird that Wiedemann, of course, is running. I believe that's a custom livery. Correct me if I'm wrong. So it's a bit weird that he's elected to have sprint lighting as custom livery. Personally, I do enduro liveries only. Might as well. There's no advantage in the sprint lighting.
No, there isn't.
In real life, there's a change, of course, because the sprint cars are lighter than the endurance cars. But number one, not by any substantial amount, and number two, I don't think the game replicates that, as far as I know.
No, I don't think it does. I mean, you could also add that we also add weight to the cars. We add and we also loosen some of the weight, so the differences literally are non-existent.
Oh yeah, no. Like the difference, I think, between a sprint car and it's literally just the weight of the extra lights. It's the difference in real life, which I imagine.
Yeah, that's.
If I were to guess, maybe a thousandth of a second around the track, maybe.
I would say so. The difference is quite minimal. It's just lights. Like obviously it does affect a little bit, but not that much.
By the way, we have 9 people in the audience, so shout out in chat if you want us to watch any particular drivers, and also, like I said, if there's any audio issues, please let me know. I'm very paranoid about it because I have a terrible ear for audio. I am completely tone deaf, actually. Byron has noted many times when I sing on commentary on torturing the audience.
You've sung? You've sung before on commentary?
We both have sung on commentary before. We have spontaneously broke it out in like the same song. People have joked that we share a brain. Byron's a big fan of doing parody songs for drivers, so yeah, we've done some musical renditions on commentary before, and I have joined in, and it is terrible. Sometimes it works out. He's amazed what I have actually on.
You just have something cooking in the background, and then once you feel like it, you'll just start singing it.
Yeah. He has a whole version of like Ronnie James Dio's Holy Diver for when I'm driving. So.
Does that affect you when you're driving? When someone decides to start singing in the background?
Well, no, he's never been on when I've been driving. We'll like record a race and then we'll do it afterwards. There's a bunch of ESR races that I am racing in, and then we commentate on later. And that's where the singing comes in. But no, I imagine I'd be very distracted to be on voice comms with him during a race.
I mean, if it's a song that I would know, then I think I would actually be somewhat relaxed and actually somewhat concentrated as well.
Hey, Bearded X Badass is here today, which means my favorite car is on the track. Howdy, howdy, Howdy. Is that a new livery? I think that's a new livery for Rear Deck Badass.
I wish I could tell you, but I haven't driven this whole season, so I wouldn't know.
Pretty sure he was not. He was driving a similarly colored livery, but I think that is a new.
Green light, show them what you got.
Okay, we'll wait for somebody to head on track. It's the Irons first. Oh, that's Lou Wez, I think. Nope. Pardon me, Idris Cahill.
The attendance for Server 2 seems to be a bit low at the moment. Let's hope that more people join since qualifying has now started.
Hopefully. I'll throw the track map up here, and Idris Cahill will be kind of our... Let's get on the here. Will be our tour guide. By virtue of being the first man to leave the pits. If you leave the pits first, you are the tour guide. So,
I mean, I could say...
You don't want that pressure. Don't leave the pits first.
I guess I could somewhat inform on how some of these corners are called the non-correct way, since we have a lovely made track map made by the stewards. Shout out to the stewards for making a hilarious track map in the incident reporting room.
I would normally talk about the names of each of these corners and so on, but honestly, I don't know what any of them are called.
Well, this one that we're going into now, according to the stewards, it's called Funnel.
I can see why.
Yep. Guess we're calling that now. And this is the IMC straight, which I could also see why. And into turn 12, this is called Maw. Which if you don't know that reference, that is from Kimi Räikkönen.
Yes. Kimi.
Because that man will not get the drink.
I feel old anytime we talk about Kimi Räikkönen because I watched his rookie season in F1. How old am I getting?
Well, the poor guy himself is also somewhat old now. I miss him.
Am I older than Kimi Räikkönen?
Surely not. Fact check
Kimi
that.
Kimi Räikkönen is older than me. Okay, I'm relieved.
Lucky you.
I am relieved. I don't know. I've been watching F1 long enough that I was when I started watching Ayrton Senna was playing.
That is quite some time ago.
Indeed. I started very, very young, but still. My first race I ever attended was the 1991 Canadian Grand Prix.
Oh, like actually attending? Yeah, that must have been special.
Yeah, because Nigel Mansell broke down on the last lap and handed it to Nelson Piquet.
Oof.
Which we actually got to see him trying to push his car.
Oh, is that where that happened?
That is where that happened.
I thought it was a different one.
Well, unless there may have been multiple times. Mansell feels like a kind of guy who would try and push his car every time it broke down on the last lap.
Because I thought that either it was Mentor or it must have been someone else that was pushing his car when they did that Las Vegas race where it was extremely hot. I thought that was Mentor.
I think he did it there too, but he also did it. Yeah, he also did it in Canada. He gave up because he couldn't get the car to move in Canada, so because of Las Vegas. Because his gearbox was completely seized up.
Ah, yeah. When that happens, you can't really move it.
Yeah, and probably burned him quite a bit to give PK that win because they, of course, were massive.
Not to mention that even though those cars are light, they're not that light that you could just easily push them.
Can't really comment on anyone's lap time because, of course, the delta at the moment doesn't give me anything useful. Although it looks like only Lou Wez's lap is currently legal, so assuming he can keep it legal, he will be the initial pole sitter.
Yeah, looking on the onboard from Indris, he's made some minor mistakes as he goes a little bit wide at the last corner.
Well, these are
But
the
hey,
iron
we just started. Yeah, of course.
Idris' lap is legal. Okay. Idris Cahill sets the pace at a 2:11.042. That will be almost certainly beaten. Yeah, there you go. Luez. 2:10.637. Take the track map away from this, and we'll go to a television camera. Enjoy the Lego car. I'll swap on to somebody if they're on a hot lap, obviously. That's the standard procedure. But right now, it's a little bit hard to tell. Currently, Cahill's actually up about a half second, so he himself will beat his own lap time if he keeps this up.
Surely Mr. Wes has practiced at least a little bit.
Lou Wes is currently about a tenth up on his time. But up 7/10 now for Cahill, so great. Not having us on board with him apparently has done the ticket. He can just relax and do his thing now.
Got the space for it.
Sean Young also has a pretty good lap going, so we'll see what he can do. But Cahill's is the better one at the moment.
Sean Young is currently setting a time. I think his first leg got invalidated.
Correct. But the delta I have on the ACC race control panel is to the pole position. So.
Okay, fair.
As it stands... Oh, actually, the guy who's heating up right now, Lou Wes, just took 3/10 off of his time in second two. So he's got a good one going. Cahill is currently only about 4/10 up. Oh, never mind. Much better through the final corner. Much better through the final corner and completely messes it up on the exit.
He's still improved, but not the big improvement that he could have had.
Sean Young moving to the top of the pile. Matthias Wiedemann's got a pretty good lap going. About a half second improvement. More than that now. Looks like a lot of people on their initial lap did not do well in the final corner, and they're just like getting it right the second time around. It's a good improvement for Wiedemann. And as it stands, everybody is currently in the red, so we'll stick with Wiedemann.
Quite big differences for the times, as of now at least.
Right,
Still,
we've got
still
17 cars in the circle. That is a low head count.
Yeah, I was about to say, not
More or less
not
our
many cars
normal
tonight.
iron component, but silver and bronze are looking light today.
Especially some of the championship contenders that I don't see. Like I don't see Professional Hater in iron, for example.
No Parsons.
Yeah, no Parson either.
No Murley. This is a huge chance for the guys who are like just kind of on that periphery of the championship contention to punch way above their weight class right now.
Yeah, this could make the championship in all categories a lot more interesting if these people don't join later on.
Huge chance for Finley Gamble. He's the guy I think we need to look at. Number 48 Ferrari has been quick. It's just been not. It's missed 2 rounds, I think, is the main problem. And I don't know. There's a lot of missing silvers. So huge potential day for Tetley, E, Spatman, Gamble, and Vieira. I haven't switched off of Wiedemann because nobody else is doing good time right now. So Wiedemann still at the center of display. Well, I was going to say Sean Young did have a good lap going, and then he lost the back end there for a moment, and well, it's not great now.
think he was just showing off for us,
Maybe.
showing off his drifting skills. But most of these corners are actually quite tricky, because unlike in the Formula One cars, the whole SS section, most of them, especially in the beginning, you can take flat out before just having to lower on the gas a bit and drop a gear or two. With these cars, that's obviously a tad more difficult, lower.
Sure. Really should do some practice on this track at some point. Get my track medals. We were looking at my track medals earlier. This is one of like 4 tracks I don't have medals on. So there you go.
1 of 5, I believe you had.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Red Bull Ring. Forgot about that. They've added that to the game relatively recently. Very familiar with that track. Very familiar with a couple of them. I've done a lot of races in Indianapolis. I've raced at Watkins Glen in real life, so that's always nice. And done a fair bit around Red Bull Ring as well. This is the only track in the game that I'm just not really familiar with. Well, maybe some of the British tracks. I'm not super familiar with like Snetterton or Oulton Park.
If I remember correctly, Snetterton was last season final race, I believe. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
If it was, I missed it for commentary purposes. So there were a couple of races I missed last season.
Well, if my memory serves me right, then I do believe Snetterton was the last race of last season. Sadly, I had to miss that one because I don't know. I think I was busy or something. Couldn't attend it. I was actually looking somewhat quite forward to that race because I was spending quite a bit of time practicing because the conditions were going to be mixed, and most of my practicing on that circuit was in monsoon conditions.
You say I think the only competitive race I have at Snetterton was in monsoon conditions. It was nasty.
Yeah, it's nasty, but at the same time I found it extremely fun. Just having to fight the cars so much and trying to find every last bit of 10 that you can gain anywhere really, because it's that difficult to drive when you don't have enough cars on the track clearing the circuit for you.
The bronze drivers, by the way, have been given the go-ahead, so they have joined. Nobody is on a hot lap as of yet, though. Luez will be our final iron driver to post up a lap time. He's got a pretty good one going here. He's about a half second up. It won't help him as far as qualifying is concerned. He's still going to be slower than Sean Young. But it's a good confidence boost to find that little bit extra pace on the last time. Of course, he kind of botched the turn there and lost all of it. Caster's curse.
Good old Caster's curse. Oh, that's all.
And he's off the track.
Yeah, I think he realized that when he screwed up that corner that his level's pretty much over.
Let's see here, which bronze are we looking at here for first lap? Could be Bacher, maybe, but I don't think he's on a hot lap. I think he's on a warm-up. I think it's going to be Maroon.
My good friend Adrian.
Oh, we need to check out whose flags are working this time, because it seems like the admins are implementing flags as of last round, and hopefully we'll add more today.
It's always nice.
Because I noted that Marud was showing up with the Norwegian flag before, so it looks like they're in the process of implementing those in the entry list. It's one of those things that is randomly hidden, like it doesn't appear anywhere in the manual for ACC for administrative purposes, but you can make them work. And I was talking with Ike Sky and company about getting those working because that's my little secret.
just the extra bit of spice.
Yeah, it's just an extra line of code in the entry list. And you have to figure out what the numerical designation for each flag is to make them all work. But that's probably why it's only like a couple of flags at a time that they're implementing. But, I noted that Norway and Sweden were functioning last round.
Scandinavia.
So hopefully some more will be implemented this time. We'll find out. If the admins happen to listen to this, number 1 is Italy, by the way. There you go. That's the numerical code for Italy.
Just quickly check the Discord if there were any more messages from people from server 2 saying that they're not attending. Haven't seen any new ones, so I assume that this is what we're gonna have for this evening.
That's a little
bit lower than usual.
Yeah, I mean, there's some fun times you can have with the low numbers. Some people can get some big results for their careers. So, not a waste, but it's a little disappointing. It's a little disappointing.
They could have reason for many things. Either they don't like the track, or they don't like that it's at nighttime.
Maybe the nighttime problem, yeah.
Probably nighttime, yeah, I would say.
We're posting the 3rd quickest time so far. It is Honda. Let's see here, who's going to be next?
I was about to say the only Honda.
Order with 91. Shanu Mirosanu, sporting a new livery on the Bentley.
I was gonna say, I definitely don't remember that livery being on there.
I miss his other livery. Well, I mean, this one's very patriotic, so I gotta give him credit for that. Very Romanian.
Very Romanian, and he's driving a British. Well, I say British, but actually a German boat.
Bearded X Badass moving into 2nd place in the Audi. Always gotta cheer for the Audis.
That's your bread and butter, the Audis.
That's my go-to. That and the Lexus. Those are my go-tos.
I can't really comment on what's my favorite because I haven't driven many cars. I have driven the 296, which I'm quite a fan of. Like it's a good car.
Ironically, the 296 is one of the few ones I have no experience in.
Well, at least
it came out during the time I was recovering from surgery, so I haven't dove in.
I really dove into it. Well, from a bronze perspective,
probably. Historically, don't like Ferraris. So.
Like the car is quite easy to drive. Like it.
Ah, we got another functional flag, the American flag for Adam Stewart, proudly displayed.
The 296 is an easy car to drive. Like it handles very well. It doesn't. It's got the engine. It's got the engine in the back. Well, I say in the back, but more in the middle. So it's very stable. It's not fast. It's not the fastest car, that's for sure. But
we wish.
I mean, it doesn't have to be.
We wish Y. Lee good luck as he or she has put in the chat. Arrive and drive tonight. So wish me luck. Good luck, Y. Lee.
Good luck.
Not sure what Y. Lee's name is on the server, but I do remember Y. Lee having talked in chat before. So it's somebody that we're used to seeing. Adam Stewart going 3rd quickest. And Jeffrey Bacher going 2nd quickest.
Jeffrey Bacher getting real close to the time of Sean Young.
Adrian Marood has got a great lap going here. Just hope he doesn't screw it up.
How many tenths is he up?
1.6 seconds.
Ooh, he's fast.
He's fast. This will easily be pole position for the time being if he can keep it up.
Just keep the car on track, and he for sure will.
A little bit rough through that turn there. Lost a couple tenths, but he's still over a second up.
As it
Should
stands,
be pole position for the time being. Like I said, he's just got to hold it.
the track is now optimum, so we should see some big improvements in lap times now.
Wiley is Steve Tetley. There we go.
Mr. Tetley.
So good luck to the 808 Lamborghini. It's an arrive or drive today. Well, on the bright side, Steve, you've got very few silvers to compete with, so should be a good day for you, at least points-wise. As for Adrian Maroon, still holding up, about 1.5 up still. Fluctuating between anywhere from made a mistake there. Still over a second up. Come on, keep it up, Adrian.
Still missed the left corner now.
Bring it on home.
Quite decent exit.
Easy.
And there we go,
By a half
pole
second.
position.
Probably won't hold. We still have the silvers to come, but pole position within the bronze category would be a big deal.
I mean, if he stays where he's at and no one else beats him in bronze, then the position that he would get if all the silvers go above him, then he will start P6, which is actually quite good.
That's where he started last race, too, at Laguna Seca.
I do remember seeing that, yes.
Adam
Sadly, he
Stewart's
could-
got a lap going to challenge him for that pole, though. Right now, he's up about a half second. See if he can hold it.
Adam bringing in the challenge to Adrian.
He does have some traffic up ahead. I'm not sure who that is. That is the
I think it's the Audi.
789 car. That's Bearded X Badass. So it shouldn't be a problem. Bearded X Badass is of a similar pace. It should not be. Oh, he's invalidated his lap.
That's unfortunate because he would have gotten a very, very nice tow from Badass.
Also, Murasanu just picked up 6 tenths in like one corner, so the lap he has up there is a very flawed one, apparently. So lots of room for improvement for the Boatley. He's over a second up right now. Now, mind you, that's on his time, so this is only going to take him up to about probably P9, because he's quite a bit behind everybody else. But hopefully, him and Matthew East appear to be the struggling drivers that haven't quite collected and put it together.
Well, they're gonna have to. This next lap that they're gonna start is gonna have to count because that will be their last lap to put in a good time. Because then the silvers come out.
Indeed. Murasanu's got a good one going right now. He's up 1.1. Again, sadly, that's only Robert Volt not got a good lap time up either. That's the championship leader in bronze. Might open the door for the likes of Adam Stewart and Bacher to make up some ground as well as Maroon.
Probably not as much practice.
Here's Murasanu picking up one spot.
Robert-
Looking at gaps, nobody's got a great lap going right now. There's a couple of people about a tenth, maybe 2 tenths up, but nothing groundbreaking.
It's quite interesting because we both know that Robert is not slow, so him being in 11 as it stands is quite surprising.
Looks like Robert's having an issue with invalid laps. He may be pushing a little too hard, maybe. You don't get a lot of chances with the format here, because you're only allowed like 3, maybe 4 laps total. That includes a warm-up lap, so we're talking 3 hot laps, like at best. But that maybe implies a lot of import towards actually getting a banker. None of the guys on track right now on time laps are doing very good, so we'll pick up a silver on board here, maybe. Who's at the beginning of the lap? Car number 15, Lucas Geese. You are the man.
Good effort by the bronzes.
Well, we'll see. If the silvers blow them out of the water, not so much.
No. Especially since the track right now is optimum, so these silvers, if they can keep the lap together, we should see some quite big improvements, I would say.
Like I said, we're missing a lot of our protagonists in the silver championship.
Yeah, a lot of the big drivers just aren't here tonight.
Pulling up the silver championship here, we're missing first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. So sixth place Finley Gamble has a big opportunity to make a big splash.
This race will definitely work in the silver's favor, championship-wise. I wonder how full server 1 is. Just have a quick look.
I guess the other option would be maybe that there are some more promoted drivers that we're just not aware of.
I wouldn't say so.
Reflected on the website?
I don't think so, because we would get a notification if there were changes made to licenses.
I don't really have anyone for us to follow right now because I have no deltas because the first time lap is always a bit weird in ACC race control because it shows the time for your total time out on track. So I don't even know who's on a hot one right now.
So I just had a quick look at server 1. Server 1, there's over 30 drivers. And they just started their race, so good luck to the server 1 drivers.
Indeed. A little small here today. Although I can't judge. I've admin servers that routinely had about 12 cars.
Yeah, I guess it's just the combination of the track and the conditions that just for most people just doesn't tick.
I'm actually really good at night driving, so it's a shame I didn't lace him up for this one.
What was the night race last season? I don't seem to remember. But I didn't mind night race. Was alright. My best race that season was at
Finley Gamble was taking pole by 4/10 of a second.
Very good.
Let's see if that gets faster. Ew, well, it's going to get faster because he's currently 4/10 up really early in his second time lap. So there is pace to be extracted yet.
And again, we'll definitely setting the benchmark for the other silvers to improve on.
Pretty reasonable looking lap going right now. Sporting a new livery today, or maybe an old livery that he's dusted off. I don't know which. But this is not what he has historically run this season. Gamble is up about 5/10 on his previous laps so far, so looking like he will have notable improvement. Assuming he
Is
keep
it-
it clean.
Is it a good enough lap to go ahead of Adrian?
Oh, he's already ahead of Adrian, so
I was already ahead of Adrian.
Adrian's already been displaced. Question for Adrian right now is, does Pattenden have enough pace to displace him? Fabio
What?
Varro and Lucas Geese are currently in the red, so they do not have good laps going right now.
The only person-
Hungaroring apparently was the night race last season. Chat.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Alright, Pattenden coming to the start-finish line and is indeed second place, although quite a bit behind Gamble. So here's hoping somebody can take the fight to Gamble, because right now, we're looking like a boring race.
It definitely seems that way, at least for now. The Silvers are going to have to step it up if they want to challenge Gamble for the win.
Now, Gamble, of course, can make mistakes. I've seen it.
Mistakes can definitely happen. They always happen.
Right now, it's looking like that 48 car is sitting very pretty.
I've already had quite a few hard breaks from both Adrian and Professional Hater. But at the same time, I can't judge. I've also made silly mistakes.
Good to see the Irons have performed pretty well. A couple of bronzes behind them.
Yeah, quite surprising. They're not doing as bad as they may thought they would do, especially considering that they were doing their lap on a fast track. So considering that, those times are actually quite impressive.
Done quite well for themselves, yeah. Still no legal times from Varro or Geese, and Tetley is still not completed a lap, so paging Steve Tetley. Paging Steve Tetley. Maybe that's what he meant by arrive and drive, that he was not going to qualify.
I guess he wants to be safe going into turn 1.
Sometimes it has its advantages. There have been,
Sure
there have
does.
been a couple of races where I've been happy to have not had a great qualifying. I'm gonna be quite honest. This one looks like a legal lap finally from Varro. There we go, fifth quickest. Oh, and his flag is working too. Brazilian.
Getting some luck with the flex tonight.
We got a couple in play. Oh, Finley Gamble still doesn't have one. So, whatever nationality Mr. Gamble is representing, it's not functional as of yet.
I believe it's I believe he's British, and that's me just guessing because he's got it on his wing.
I was going to say, I assume British, but I do not.
It's quite a British name, to be fair. But maybe someone in chat can prove us wrong.
Awesome, kind of felt more American, but the American flag we know is working from Adam Stewart, so appear the UK is likely.
Looks like Piero has gone to the pit and he's not going back out anymore.
Yeah. Lucas Geese is still on track, but yet to post a lap time.
Not looking too good for Lucas Geese. We're starting from the back.
He's got a decent lap going right now. It's just a matter of keeping it clean. Let's see here. Lap time
Quite surprising to see another Honda as well.
Ew. Actually, even if he does keep this one clean, he's going to be qualifying outside the top 10. He's been in the Honda all season.
I just
I'm
haven't
personally a
noticed
big
them.
fan of that up garage livery. One of my favorites.
Definitely has nice lines.
I actually think the Honda is a bit of an underestimated car. I've had really good results in it.
Yeah, you should probably talk to Server One about that because, what's his name? Christoph, I think, drives the Honda in Diamond, and he's a fast boy.
You've got to really be able to abuse the track in the Honda. That's my experience. You've got to... You gotta want to drive it a certain way. I guess is what I'm saying. You want to be a little rough with it.
Apparently, according to Adrian, who's driving the Honda as well, he says that it's actually quite close to driving the 296.
Cannot comment. Cannot comment. Again,
Neither can I.
The 296 is the one GT3 car in this game I have like zero experience with. So
There we go.
I cannot really comment. Although I mean, it's similar to most other mid-engine cars. It's not super unique. Anyways, we have our grid. I'll give you a rundown of it right now. On the front row, it will be Finley Gamble in the Ferrari with the Lamborghini of Kerry Pattenden. Battle of Italian Giants. Adrian Maroud will start on row 2 with Adam Stewart. Fabio Varro and Sean Young on row 3. Young is the iron pole sitter in 6th place. Very nice. Jeffrey Bacher and Lucas Gies will qualify on row 4. Bearded X Badass and Lou Wez on row 5. Idris Cahill and Matthias Wiedemann on row 6. Row 7, Chris Moss and Shanu Murasanu. Robert Volt and Matthew East will qualify on row 8, and no lap time for Steve Tetley. He will start at the back in 17th place. In the 808 Lamborghini, which you can see on your screen right there in front of us, the kind of anime-looking car.
The old picture books of the superheroes comics and stuff. That's kind of what I'm getting that vibe from.
Yeah, very drawn image, just kind of in general.
Yeah, it's quite an interesting livery.
Fantastic. I enjoy anything that really stands out, and that does definitely stand out. Oh, we got a good luck everybody from Chris Stancer in the chat. I understand Chris has had some problems with his technical setup, so he is not able to compete the remainder of the season, which is a shame. I will miss his McLaren 720.
Definitely unfortunate.
Also, so weird for me to see a field that has only one McLaren in it. When I was racing full-time in a Assetto Corsa competition most recently, it was an overpowered as all hell car. So it was like everybody was in it.
Yeah.
I think if I remember my last season of 3D Speed, which was a series I ran for ESR, I believe the grid had only 3 non-McLarens in it. One of which was me.
I think when I joined ACC, the BMW was overpowered, and then slowly but surely the McLaren reached the top of that list.
It was the McLaren, then the BMW, then back to the McLaren. Was how it kind of worked in terms of the overpowered car.
Yeah, and that's how I remember my first time when I started playing ACC.
And of course, if we go back to when I started playing this game, which was way back at the very beginning, the overpowered car was the Bentley for a little bit.
The boat?
The boat was very strong.
Damn. I would have never thought, to be honest.
Every car has had its moment in the sunshine, I would say. Except for some of the the really how should I put this joke cars, like the Jaguar and the Rex
and the Gallardo.
Yeah, the Gallardo would be another example. The ones that are not really serious at any point, but I can remember a point where the Lamborghini was top dog, the Bentley was top dog, the Mercedes was top dog, Audi was top dog, Ferrari was top dog for quite a while. long stretch of time for the BMW and McLaren, like we were saying. The Lexus was super powerful for like, I don't know, a month. And then they nerfed it.
Because Kudos definitely made a mistake on that part then.
I mean, the Lexus in general is a weird car in this game because it's the only one that doesn't have a functional in-game livery customizer.
That is actually quite interesting. I didn't know that.
If you create a custom Lexus in the game, you will just get the Emile Frey Lexus. That's it. Like you can change the team name if you want, you can change the number, but like you can't do anything with like the color or the livery itself. It just stays. I've never been able to figure out why. I'm imagining it's something to do with the licensing issue.
Either that or it's just a minor issue that Kudos maybe haven't thought to fix.
Well, I think if it's a minor issue that they haven't fixed, it's been there for like too long for that to be the case. I assume it's a licensing deal. Now, to be clear, you can make a custom one. You just have to do the full custom like file set and so on. You can't use the in-game editor. For example, I have my famous balls car that I show off in the post-game interviews a lot of the time. Is a Lexus, obviously. So like it can be done. But if you just go in and try to do like a custom livery in the game, won't do it. And I believe the Lexus is the only car like that, so there's got to be some kind of licensing, some kind of unique licensing clause with Lexus, I imagine.
That can most definitely be the case. You see that with a lot of racing games. Getting licenses for cars is not easy.
Mm-hmm. Now, if anybody from Lexus is listening, and I doubt that's the case, fix that.
Please.
Because it's stupid. Just makes you look petty.
Here we go, formation lap.
We'll check in with Matthias Wiedemann for the start. By the way, very few penalties to serve today. Jeffrey Walker's got a 5-second penalty to serve. That's what's stopping him. That is it. So it looks like Laguna Seca either didn't produce a lot of penalties, or the people who got the penalties didn't show up.
That's probably the reason, but since that's the case, then the penalties that they would get this race will go over to the next race.
Can't run away from it.
Nope, they're not off the leash. Those penalties will be served one way or another.
Gamble's got a clean bill of health, and it's gonna take some mistakes on his part, I think, to make this a competitive race up front. He took pole by over a second, and I don't think we've ever seen that kind of gap. Didn't really look like any of the other silver cars that were particularly comfortable on this track. Fabio Varo off pace for where he normally is. These geese further back. Well, to be clear, they're not further back in terms of grid position, but they are definitely further back in terms of like gap.
Yeah, they're not having the best of times tonight. Definitely not where they normally should be, and in this case, they should be on top.
And of course, Kerry Pattman, who's starting in second place in the number 97 car, is not generally a front runner in this series.
Well, tonight will be his first chance, since there's not much competition out there tonight.
Well, okay, I take that back, I guess. He did finish in 4th place at Imola, so he had one big round this season. However, the problem is that since then he scored just a single point. So that's kind of my point. He's been one of the back end silvers. So a chance to really step it up here.
Tonight is definitely a race for opportunities for most.
I feel like this is a similar one to an endurance race I did earlier this year with Aussie Competizione, it's Australian ACC racing league, and we had a weird pole position deal because it was a wet weather qualifying, and it got like dry towards the end, so a couple of people just kind of hit the jackpot for the lap times at the end. And I remember being at the pre-race briefing before the formation lap. So right before this, what we're doing right here, and we're getting the usual spiel. It's wet out there. Be careful. Blah blah blah. And the guy who's sitting on pole was just like, "All right, I got a question. What do I do? I've never been here before."
I should not be here.
My best qualifying before this was 17th place.
Alright, let's get ready to go green.
Alright, we are waiting for the green flag for Finley Gamble to lead us away here. And it is green. Here we go. Let's see who tries to get aggressive on lap 1 here. Matthias Wiedemann going side by side with Matthew East. East with an interesting round the outside tactic. Oh, Bearded X Badass with a spin. Didn't look like he was touched by anybody, actually.
I do believe he did get touched. I think he got touched by the pink Audi, I think?
He is the pink Audi.
Oh, he is the pink Audi, never mind. As there's another spin down the grid.
Finley Gamble leading the way from Kerry Pattenden, Adrian Marood, Adam Stewart, Fabio Varro, Sean Young. Not a lot of movement. Top 10 is actually exactly how they qualified. Except for Matthew East. What a fantastic start. What the hell was that?
What was that?
I have no idea. That sounded like a car backfiring. That or a
Because it sounded like a gun. Yeah, I was about to say, sounded like a shotgun. I mean, we are in Texas after all.
We are in Texas. Maybe that's just a quirk of the track here in ACC. I don't know.
Man, Finley Gamble already has
got
massive...
himself pointed the right direction and has rejoined the first index behind Steve. Somehow ahead of Steve Tetley. What's up, Steve? Lucas Geese has also fallen to the back of the pack, so the number 15 car is something who's had some trouble. That car, of course, qualified in 7th place. Good. Adrian Maroon with a chance for not only a victory in the bronze category, but honestly, he might have himself a podium here today overall. He's looking pretty confident out there. We were watching him a lot in the qualifying. It looked like he was not only quick on a single lap, but fairly consistent.
I would say don't say that out loud.
Well, it's too late now.
Yes, so.
He is a member of the Rebel Alliance and a traitor.
There was a spin in the back. Contact!
Oh! Adam Stewart gets into the back of Maroon. Stewart may have paid the
was
bigger
not
price
nice.
there. Maroon rejoins still in 3rd place, although not anywhere near 2nd place. And behind him, is that still Stewart behind him? No, that is
no,
not
that's someone else. That's McLaren of Fiero, I think.
Fiero, yeah. There we are. We have the update. So Stewart drops from 4th to 5th off that contact. Is under pressure from Jesse Bacher. Murasanu had a really good start as well, up to 7th place. And Matthew East is slipping back, so that good start from the number 42 BMW is not really bringing it home, shall we say. It looks like Bearded X Badass is heading it off. So he's at the back of the pack. And we'll check with incident control. There is no incident to look at, so it looks like he just went off on his own.
I think Stewart may have missed his break point and accidentally went to the back of Adrian.
I imagine
Quite lucky.
that was the case.
He's quite lucky to stay where he's at, because that could have been a full spin.
Car looks okay.
Sure does.
Although a little bit harder to tell for damage in the dark conditions. Oh, we got another working flag. Chris Moss representing Argentina. That is Argentina, right?
I do believe so, yes.
So we got America, Argentina, Sweden, and Denmark with functional flags so far. Possibly others that we just haven't noted.
Brazil, we've
Brazil,
also seen.
right. Fabio Vara. Sean Young going for the overtake for the iron lead against Idris Cahill. He's way through. It's, of course, a big chance for Young, who comes into the day technically even with professional Hater, but also technically ahead. Depending on
Interesting how that works.
The drop score or not. He's in a weird position because his drop score is exactly his lead over professional Hater. So, that does mean that he's trying to better that drop score to keep it as his drop score. So, yeah, if he can pick up the win here today, that would help him out. A big team. And right now, he is in position to do that.
Definitely is. As I've also just mentioned, or have I just seen that Steve Tetley is in the pits for some reason?
Steve Tetley in the pits early, yeah.
Maybe he's doing his pit stop?
Could be.
Would look so.
He is definitely on an asynchronous strategy today. Having started at the back intentionally. And, not seemingly like he has a really good hand on this COTA circuit.
We'll see. It could be a good strategy from Tetley.
Just dropped out.
As I say that.
Could also could have been having technical difficulties, of course.
Steve's internet does tend to have.
He does have that high ping.
It's yeah, it does. He does have that.
Hopefully he pops back in. It's one of the things I like about the set of course that come to Shode over, say, Race Room, which I do a lot of my racing in. And can come back. Hopefully he pops back in, because there's a lot of points on offer. There's a lot of silvers missing. East going side by side with Idris Cahill. So Idris looks like he's a bit of a cork in the bottle right now. We saw Sean Young get past him a little while ago, and Rosado before that. So Cahill qualified reasonably well, but it doesn't look like there's any particularly great race pace in that Ferrari. We see some good driving from the 205 before. Fabio Varro on the tail of Adrian Marud, who really just kind of made that very, very easy for him.
But he gets him back.
Let's see what he can do here. He's got the inside line up to the next turn. Long straightaway here, which is not normally the Honda's friend, to be honest. We'll see.
Going for the lunge.
Arrow looking down the inside.
Ooh.
Somebody's doing a yo-yo, I think, at the timing.
Getting a bit spicy between these two.
Battling over third. Don't let what it says on the screen fool you. This is for third, not for fourth. There's just there seems to be a bit of a timing glitch. Perhaps somebody's connection is a little bit off. could be Varro's, actually. He has one of the higher banks.
So there's quite a good battle going on here.
Adam Stewart and Jesse Bacher as well. Looking down the inside, heading down to turn 1. Nope, thinks better of it. Tucks back in for the moment. Now thinks that, well, let's go for it again. And... oh, Maroon with a really long line, wide line there comes into Adam Stewart. Be interesting to see what Stewart's take on that actually is.
I saw that coming a mile away.
Yeah. We've seen it a couple of times from Maru today. He's taken this like really wide line into a couple of corners. It's obviously setting him up really, really well for the exit, but it's kind of baiting contact a lot. Anyways, Jesse Bacher, the big winner off that. He picked up 2 spots and he's in 4th place. Adam Stewart continues in 5th. Rude has rejoined in 12th.
Oy, Adrian. I do believe Adrian's got the pace to claw back.
Oh, certainly. He's got the best pace of all the bronzes.
But he's got to get his foot down and stay consistent. Not let stuff like this happen again.
Steve Tetley reports in the chat he did not want to spoil anyone's race, so he's just taking it safe, which is fair.
That's completely
What was the problem,
fair.
Steve? Were you just having a problem with the COTA, the night conditions, or was it a technical issue that you're not aware of? If you don't mind sharing. Or was it a little bit of everything? Oh, Adams! What happened with Stewart? Replay here. Looked like he just kind of lost the back end. Oh, okay. Nope. Mursanu did hit him. Okay. Just got kind of a weird angle on that live, I guess. It didn't look like there was contact. Well, that would be on Mursanu. Bad breaking point for the Boatley. And Lord knows if you miss the breaking point just a little bit with the Boatley, you're in trouble. Well, we got a small grid today, but it is tightly packed. A lot of good battles on track right now. Just about everybody has a good battle going on right now, except for, unfortunately, in the lead, where Finley Gamble and Kerry Patton are kind of on there.
Definitely a bit of action going on, regardless of how many people there are racing tonight.
It's Shanu Mursanu off the track. Picks up a spot over the Boatley. The Bentley was actually my first competitive car in this game. At the time, it was kind of overpowered, and my teammate and mentor in the game was like, "We're racing the Bentley." It's like, "Okay." And my first race went really, really badly. Spa-Francorchamps in the lap when I crashed it. I damaged the diffuser back of the car and could not hold any speed through launching on the spin. It's not a great experience.
Yeah, diffuser damage would do that.
Matthias Wiedemann going side by side with Chris Moss. This is for 12th place. And that will be an overtake for Lambo.
Very nice move.
His geese up ahead, battling with fellow Honda driver, Adrian Maroon. Do have to credit the NSX Honda for being the first car I won any trophies in ACC. Because I won the Silver Championship in the 3D Speed Series in it. Very close season-long battle with my rival and opponent, who was driving a very overpowered McLaren 720S. Although my first team trophy does go to the Lexus RCF, the one that myself and my teammates Javier and Paul won the team's championship. But none of us won individual honors. I think Paul finished something like 5th in the pro category, and me and Javier, I think, finished 2nd and 3rd in silver that season.
But hey, the team championship is also nice.
Yep. We even did it a car down because you were allowed 4 cars in the team. We didn't have a 4th car. In fairness, if the 4th car had to be a bronze driver, and that was why we didn't have anybody. Nobody in the bronze category wanted to drive the Lexus.
Fair, it's not.
Which I think was
not
the
easiest
at the time, because I think at the time, the Lexus was pretty easy to drive, and it wasn't badly BOP. It wasn't the top end. There were better cars, but it had a reasonably easy learning curve. And between myself and Paul, you have 2 pretty good mentors. Robert Bolt going down.
Oh, that's lunch.
I'd say well-communicated lunch, though. And the Porsche, the Porsche moves forward. Robert Volt not looking like the championship leader that he is today. He is dead last amongst the bronzes.
I don't think he's had any practice.
Could be.
Robert definitely in this flow.
Not sure what happened with Matthias Wiedemann. He's fallen to the back of the pack, so there must have been a contact. Let's see if I can find that card. No contact listed, so whatever he did didn't involve another car. Or, let's put it this way, didn't involve another car hitting him. Might have involved another car having a moment. It's possible.
Or could have just lost the rear.
So Lucas Geese overtakes Shanu Murasani. Let's get a replay of that. There we go. 15-second replay. See what the NXX does against. Oh, okay. That's just Murasani having a moment. Talk about 2 absolutely opposite cars. NSX versus Boat.
And Adrian will be joining that party soon.
Adrian has fallen way back. He has had a moment. Let's see if we... Was it an incident with another car? I don't have contact.
I think he just lost it, going through the S's.
Unfortunate. Say if there was contact, we could do a replay, but I don't think I want to really just put him out of the parade of shame.
He's already had a moment that he should be ashamed of.
Front row view with Chris Moss versus Robert Volt, round 2. And this time it is Robert Volt coming out on top. By the way, Matthew East at some point has picked up a drive-through penalty. I imagine that would be for cutting the track. 42 BMW is having a pretty good race. It's going to throw a serious wrench in his plans.
I assume the drive-through is for track limits.
I'd imagine so. Can't imagine what else it would be.
It's quite easy to do around here. This track is not that forgiving.
There are some very forgiving tracks this game. I remember, I don't know if they've updated this, but the Monza track limits used to be very forgiving in terms of the first chicane. It's kind of annoying because it meant that if you were doing stewarding work, you kind of had to actually watch the entire race from a stationary camera at the first chicane going, alright, where are you cutting? Where's the cutters?
I cannot add any mention to that because I do not remember that. Oh,
Wes having a bit of a moment back there. It's unassisted, shall we say.
does
It's
seem
he
like
just kind of
he's
got a
on his
little bit
fully.
too close to Chris Moss and maybe had a little panic. I remember giving a penalty to a driver named Matt, and he was protesting it constantly. He was like, the game didn't penalize me. I'm like, yeah, you also put up a lap time that was 3 seconds faster than all of your other lap times. Would you like to explain? Just so happened to be the one that you cut the first chicane entirely.
Yeah, I mean that these kinds of protests are completely pointless, in my opinion. But someone just has to keep on trying.
Yep. My personal favorite protests remain the ones that are protests of mindset and intentionality. It's like, it doesn't matter. I didn't mean to do that, yet it doesn't matter.
It
We
still
assume
happened.
nobody means to commit a penalty. Believe me, if we think you intended to do it, there's a very different conversation.
And the penalty will be much harsher.
Yeah, that's when I pull up the tier 3 penalties. To use ESR lingo. Having a bit of a moment there. Maybe just missed his braking point a little bit. Came a little bit too close to Bearded X Badass, but everybody is starting to spread out a little bit at this point. Too far that action couldn't kick off, but a lot of not a lot of solid battles right now. This is the closest one we got. Idris Cahill's got a flag working. It's the Czech flag.
Yeah, I was about to say that does look like the Czech flag. I would know because I live there.
Wes in the pit lane. I just know the Czechia flag because, of course, being a Canadian, we are, of course, big hockey fans.
Yeah, true.
Czechia are one of the few countries that historically has had much of a chance of beating Canada. So there's probably like 5 countries in the world that historically have any chance of beating us.
Yeah, that's definitely our national sport. The Czechs do go quite crazy on hockey. I believe actually last winter, so last year, or even this year, I don't know when they played hockey, but the Czechs and the Swiss got into the finals, and Czechia actually beat the Swiss in their home country, which hasn't actually ever happened
like
before.
That'd be the Spengler Cup.
Yep.
Yeah, Czechia tends not to do great with the Spengler because it tends to be sending your professional hockey teams to the Spengler.
Oh,
boy. And of course, the best Czech players tend to go to the NHL. As a result, your domestic teams tend to not be all that good. After you
True.
either serve as drive-through penalty or to make a pit stop. Next we'll pop onto him. Let's see here, pit stop or drive-through. Which will it be, Mr. East? Looks like a drive-through. He's gone past his pit box.
I'm pretty sure I think he has to do that because I don't think the drive-through would actually count if he were to do a normal punt. If he were to box normally.
You can pit while you have a drive-through penalty. The issue is, of course, you have a number of laps to do the drive-through. So it doesn't make much sense, but I guess obviously if you had a fuel issue, you could do a pit stop, then go around again, then serve your drive-through. There is that option. I suspected it was going to be the drive-through the whole time. It is. It is not. Pit stop. It's just drive-through. You can't do both, but you can pit before doing a drive-through. Cahill, very close to Iron Championship leader Sean Young. He's having a lovely day up in 5th place. As a note, Lou Wes must have at some point picked up a fair amount of damage because his pit stop appears to have been. Oh, as Idris Cahill kind of overshoots there, and probably should give that spot back to Sean. Yeah, Wes's pit stop was not that long. What's happened to him? He's down a lap though. I was gonna say felt like a long pit stop maybe, but no, not really. Just a minute 21. And there's the overtake for Cahill cleanly this time. So Idris Cahill in the Lego car doing a great job out there today. I can add the pole positions to my little worksheet. It was Gamble, Marood. I'm blanking on who had the iron pole, but I think it was Sean Young. Pretty certain it was. Got a couple pit stop here. Marood in as well as Bearded X Badass. Sean Young looking to get back into that iron lead against Idris Cahill. Finley Gamble watch. He's now up 22 seconds. It's not been a close day. Although, interesting note here, he does not have the fastest lap. That belongs to Kerry Patton. Along with Fabio Varro is in the pit. By the way, with that pole position, Sean Young has retaken, with drop scores, the championship lead in the iron category. He's now broken the tie with Professional Hater because either that pole position becomes his drop score or his previous existing, or he moves at least a point ahead. Professional Hater, you need to actually show up if you want to win that championship, I think. It's the second race in a row he's missed.
I believe I only just realized that my mic was muted.
Ah, you were quiet for a little bit, so yes.
Yeah, I was talking about a lot of stuff, and I just realized, it's just nothing? Okay. Speaking of Professional Hater, I did just get a message from him saying that he's in briefing or some form, which I'm assuming has something to do with his job. So yeah, he's unfortunately not here because of that. I was also commenting on the moves from Cahill, which although yes, that launch that he did make was clean. I would say that they are a little bit too opportunistic, but he made it work.
Oh, for sure. I mean, there were like 2 or 3 moves before the one that actually worked that were pretty badly misjudged. So, I'm not condoning his driving as a whole. I'm just saying that the move he made was clean. As a whole, I think he's overdriving. Interesting note, Varro has come out ahead of Patton. So they both went into the pit stop together, and Varro got the better of the deal. Let's see here.
That will make it
about 6
interesting.
seconds quicker in the pits. Varro had a very quick stop. Oh, and he may just lose that position right back to Patton in here.
As he has.
No, that's Matthew East ahead of him.
Oh.
That is patented in the background there in the Lamborghini.
Oh, yeah, I see him now.
Sean Young and Cahill are in the pits together. It's like, rather than try to out-strategy the other one, they're just going to go heads up. Adam Stewart on the tail of Lucas Geese. Or actually, it looks like Geese just overtook him. I missed that. We'll see if he can make a comeback on that, but he's losing ground as we speak, so I don't think so. Lucas Geese is doing his like typical about half distance like random run where he finds his pace. It's happened in a couple of races. Interesting note, Bacher, of course, has that 5-second penalty, so what's his gap back to Fort? Nothing. Not much to consider. He's got an 18-second gap to Lucas Geese, so even with the penalty, he's going to be, assuming he doesn't botch his pit stop, he is going to come out ahead of the relevant parties.
He's driven clean so far.
Adrian Maroon at the back of the pack. Coming up to Shano Morosanu. Can we get a pass made there? Both of them have made their pit stops. And of course, a couple of people will come out behind Maroon once they make theirs. At a random guess here, looking down the order. It's a little messy. Morosanu off the track.
Yeah, you know, I was thinking twice of making the lunge.
I was going to try and figure out where he would come out, but of course the gap to the leader is kind of glitched for him because he's lapped. And I don't necessarily have the data I would want to figure it out.
Oh, we have a drive-through for Patton.
Kerry Patton gets a drive-through. That's got to be it for a track cut. That's bad news for him. He qualified in second place and was looking pretty comfortable in it for a bit there, but now it's not looking so good. He's Chris Moss into the pits to serve their pit stops and Patton for his medal. That's good news for Fabio Varro.
That will pretty much secure himself second place.
Well, it depends. You've got Geese out there, and you've got Bacher out there doing long runs. You can see how they can maybe foil it up, but they're going to put up some pace. What is their pace like? Let's see. Varro is... well, you know what? Geese is currently faster than Varro, so... maybe. Maybe if Geese can get a really, really good run going here, and say with Bacher, maybe they can get to this fight. But you're right that if anybody is going to take the fight to him for second place, they're going to have to do a fantastic job here. By the way, race leader Finley Gamble is coming to pits. And it looks like Bacher's going to stay out, so Bacher will, at least for the time being, take the lead. Stop-go penalty for Matthew East, so drive through earlier, and now what is probably a speeding in the pit penalty. So, not going well for the 42 BMW.
Oh, and Patton also with a stop-go.
Oh, Patton did.
Oh,
I think he's out.
No.
No, he's still out there. Just fall into the back of the pack. Well, Geese is in the pits, so he's not going to go for his super long run this time. So Bacher in the lead. If I were him, I would just pit. He's kind of in a weird spot where he's coming up to blue flag traffic, but it's blue flag traffic that's not really that much slower than that. So this would probably just be a bit of a headache. But he's made
being
the long
wise.
run work before.
Adrian being wise and letting Baker go.
Next up, Murasanu.
Well,
Yet
clearly
to bit, Adam Stewart, Robert Colt, as well as Mark.
Clearly, some people have to be careful because there, with these penalties coming in. As we said before, track limits are not nice here, as Adrian goes very wide.
Very. Actually, gonna let Matthew East have a run at him. Which, I mean, if I were him, I'd probably just let East go because having a run. Because East has got to stop go for 30 seconds. He is not in the same race as Maroon. Which East heads in to serve that stop go. Hopefully he's got whatever's going on with his pit limiter sorted out. Walker loses the lap back to Murasanu. Good battle going on between Lou Wes and Matthias Wiedemann. This is over 4th place in the iron category. The iron boys seem like the place to be. They're all pretty tightly packed.
Does seem so, especially seems that everyone's done their pit stops already.
Just a couple of bronzes out there running around without having made their pits. Which Adam Stewart's in, so that'll be Bacher and Volt going for the Max Simmons Award. Reigning Max Simmons Award champion is Lucas Geese from Lukasega.
Patton has served his penalty.
As has East. So they're cleared up. But with the drive-through and a stop-go for Matthew East and a drive-through and a stop-go for Patton, they are kind of in their own little race now.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same. I think we can safely assume that their race is somewhat over. It will be hard for them
Pretty good
to
points haul for both.
come back. Oh, that's for sure. Like, they will definitely gain. Well, everyone here will gain points.
Jeffrey Bacher is in the pits, so congratulations, Robert Volt. You are the Max Simmons Award winner. He's cutting over the track there as he has a bit of a lead. And the battle between Cahill and Young continues for that iron victory today. Nose to tail. And going down the inside. Cahill will remain in front. So where is Bacher going to come out in relation to Varro? That is the main question. And the answer is behind him. As you can see, Varro in the 25 has already gone past him. So that'll be second place for Varro once it all shakes out. I was saying that Bacher was perhaps somebody who might be an obstacle, but he could not build up enough of a gap.
And that will be a nice third place, one for Volt has done his pit stop.
Indeed. More importantly, a victory in the bronze category for a guy who's got a championship contendership despite the fact that he is refusing to believe that he can. I had an interview with him after Laguna Seca, and he was very dismissive of his championship opportunity.
Well, I think with this result, he should get his hopes up.
Especially with Volt having I mean, right now in second place, but not having a particularly good day once that pit stopped.
Where did Robert Volt start again?
Pretty far back. He had a bad qualifying. I'm just trying to figure out where I think he'll come out in terms of results. Should be towards the tail end of the top 10 when he pops out around Chris Moss, probably. So he'd be behind Bach. Well, I guess that would still be third place amongst the bronzes. So, not a huge bleed, but a little bit of one.
Guess we'll just have to wait and see. Oi! Oi, Sean.
Young sends Cahill into a spin.
Little misjudgment on his braking, unfortunately.
In defense of Sean, Cahill's braking points have not been the most consistent thing on the planet.
No, but you still hate to see.
Yeah, it's never a good look. Never a good look when you rear-end somebody.
Pretty sure Sean wanted to even let Cahill go, but Cahill spawned did a full 360, so wouldn't really make sense.
Well, the other problem for Cahill is Adam Stewart is right there, and that's complicating matters. Bez on the tail of Wiedemann. And Marud has overtaken Murasanu. Let's see if we can replay that.
He should have been battling for way too long.
So,
There, nice clean move.
Murasanu did not make that too hard, which is weird because he's been fighting Marud tooth and nail prior to that. It's a bit of a weird time to have a, how should I put this, a moment of clarity that you can't really fight with Marud.
Oh,
And
that's a
Murasanu
drive-through
picks up
from
drive to the middle.
Murasanu. Track limit.
Oh, Andrews Cahill
come
and Adam
on.
Stewart have contact.
Oh,
Let's see if we can get a better look at that. TV Cam 2, maybe? TV Cam 2 will be the one.
nah, that was never going to work.
Yeah.
Oi. Not good, not good. Like, I get where he's coming from, but again, I would say way too opportunistic to assume that Adam would leave the space.
All right, well, our last pit stopper is in. It is Robert Volt in the number 413 car. Where is he going to come out? My guess was around Chris Moss. Let's see how accurate I am. Moss is the 589 car that's currently making its way through the Audi S style section there.
It's gonna be close.
That was my guess. Let's see here. The number 15 is coming through. That's Lucas Keese. The 230 of Sean Young is in the final corner. And then it'll be the 164 of Adam Stewart. That'll be the one that he cares about because he wants to beat Adam Stewart if possible. Should get out ahead of Chris Moss, I think. Good job in the pits.
It's going to be very close.
Quite close.
I think he's going to be just behind. Yeah.
What can I say? I've got a talent for this.
Now it's time to step on the gas. Robert.
Urasanu in to serve his drive-through.
And that's a drive-through for East. Matthew is living up to his nickname once again.
Oh, I'm not aware of this nickname.
He's the one that likes penalties a lot, let's just say.
It's a shame, because I'm a big fan of his livery. As a note, everybody, I'm a sucker for orange liveries. If you can make an orange livery work, and you wish me to, you know, be all complimentary on commentary, that is your key.
Alright, that's exactly what I will not do then.
Idris Cahill with a little bit of damage there on the front end. The bonnet is popping up in the straightaways. It'll be from his contact with Adam Stewart, I imagine. Actually, Robert Volt somehow ended up behind Wiedemann and Wes. Wow, that is further back than I expected. I wonder if he's had a spin since the pit stop.
Let's see if these two are going to bank tires again. Okay, yep, fair.
Cahill gets through.
Adam left the space there.
Yeah, I think Adam learned from the first time that Cahill will go. Cahill has got the, let's just say, the Ayrton Senna approach to driving.
Yeah, the Czech Ayrton Senna and Czech Max Verstappen.
Should be clear, even Ayrton Senna admitted it was bullcrap that he just said to get away with stuff.
You know what? I would agree. Just watch back on some of the moves that he made. Just like, what?
Like came into F1 at the tail end of Senna's career. There was definitely a lot of PR work. Using his status as this kind of like golden child to, let's just say, justify some moves that really shouldn't have been justified.
I mean, he really lives up to the statement that he made. If you go for a gap how does it go again? I don't remember.
If you no longer go for a gap, you are no longer a driver.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, really lived up to that.
I was recently watching a video about that had a lot to do with Senna. He wasn't the topic of it, but it was about Martin Brundle. But of course, Senna and Brundle's careers are always contrasting because they were fierce rivals in British F3, and two people whose F1 careers went very, very different directions.
That is indeed a fact.
And I still do love the fact that there was an interview with, by the way, a drive from Robert Volt. So his day is getting worse. That's going to be bad, because that's going to put him behind Bearded X Badass and Adrian Marud, and probably Murasano as well. So he's gone from like maybe a 3rd place in bronze to probably looking at a 6th place in bronze. But anyways, I was listening to an interview with Pat Simmons, the Benetton technical director back in the 90s, and talking about how the greatest problem for Martin Brundle's career was 1992 when he was partnered with Michael Schumacher, and somehow Flavio Briatore just became convinced he wasn't any good because Schumacher was beating him.
Damn. Bit rough.
So he's like, Tom Walkinshaw argued fiercely for him, but Briatore was not having it. Wes getting an opportunity as Wiedemann gets a little bit out of shape. And that's Robert Volt right behind them. Now, it's an interesting situation with Volt. If I were these two guys, I'd let Volt go because he's got a penalty and he's not in their class. We'll see how they handle it. But of course, you don't want to lose time if you're Wes to Wiedemann, and if you're Wiedemann to Wes. Very deep there by Wes. Somehow remains ahead. If I'm Volt, I'm getting into the pits and serving that penalty right away. We're just losing time, duking it out with these iron cars. Get in, get out of the way. It's Bearded X Badass in the background. Actually, there you go. As if to isolate my point, Bearded X Badass just picked up 1.5 seconds on Volt because he's messing around with these irons. Oh, that's a hard rear end for Wes. The Ferrari sends the Lambo into a spin. The horse gives the bull the horns. And through goes Bearded X Badass and Volt, and I think that was Baroud going through as well. It was. That is the Honda Baroud. Not huge for them because that's not their division, but that's still some sloppy driving for Wes.
Yeah.
Robert Volt's in for his drive-through. I imagine there's a penalty in Wes in the 312's future.
I would agree. I don't think he meant it. He just messed up his braking.
Yeah, just a little bit of carelessness. Maybe a little bit of ping as well. Obviously, that can obviously come into play. But they both have pretty good pings, so doesn't seem like it. Where's Robert Volt going to come out? Not much mystery. It's either in front of or behind Murasanu. Not much to talk about. He'll easily get out ahead of Patton in the East. Which is really the 91 Bentley that is of interest. Idris Cahill is on the attack again against Adam Stewart. We have seen some, let's just say, questionable driving between these two. And we'll see if it kicks off again. In the background, that is Chris Boss in the 589 Porsche.
Gonna get some more fighting down here. Oh God, East.
Matthew East, another. It's the hat trick.
Like I said, he's living up
to a stop go.
Like I said, he's living up to his nickname.
He's pretty good about this season. There hasn't been too many penalties. Definitely making up for today at COTA.
Yeah, that's for sure. The reason he's got the reason why he's called the penalty Meister is because last season when we were at Spa, he got so many penalties. I don't even remember how many he got. I believe it was at least I think it was over 10 even. That's how many he got. And to add salt to the wound, he also got disqualified.
I mean, I imagine so.
I mean, it wasn't even for the amount of penalties he got. That was for another separate incident, I believe in the pits or something, and then he got disqualified.
Oh, NSX versus Audi. Here we go. Baroud versus Bearded X Badass. This is for a spot on the bronze podium.
Adrian really liking the wider line.
He's been doing that a lot today. It's gotten him into trouble because that's what got him like spun around by Adam Stewart. Not saying it wasn't Stewart's fault, to be clear, but that wide alternate line idea is definitely it'll catch some drivers out. And
for sure,
Badass took to the runoff there.
I will actually be curious to see what the stewards are going to think from that incident. I would personally say that that's a racing incident.
I would as well.
But I guess we'll see soon enough.
Chris Moss looking to make a move on Idris Cahill. This is for second in the iron category. Moss has not been here very long, but he had a very solid result at Laguna Seca. He's looking to do similar here.
Ooh, some close racing here.
Cahill's car can't be performing at its best. It does have a fair bit of front-end damage. But he's been in the wars with Adam Stewart and now with Moss, so it also can't be that bad either.
Clearly not, since Stewart is behind both of these guys now.
I think Stewart made a mistake that put him behind. Just that kind of... I didn't see anything, but that kind of gut feeling. Like he's gone from being...
Oh, that's a good exit.
Moss is going to come out in front.
Very nice. Very, very nice.
This is the only real battle on the track right now, so we'll stick with it. There's a lot of like potential battles, but there's not a lot of heat, not a lot of spice.
That's a good move from Chris Moss. Very good.
Honestly, did not expect Chris Moss to be from the country he is from. It's just based on his name.
I would agree.
Imagine Christian, and I imagine the last name's a little bit longer than Moss, based on the Argentinian heritage.
It's definitely possible.
Short form, probably in play.
ACC does have a limit, I believe, right, on how long your name can be.
I think this is just more or less an intentional thing for them. Just shortening it. Probably something hard to pronounce. He's just kind of accepting that people won't get it right. There was an Argentinian driver in one of the series I commented on. He hasn't been around in a while, but he's like, no commentator has ever gotten my name right. When I asked him if I was getting it right, he's like, I would have to pull out your tongue. That's right. So I assumed I was getting it wrong, but that I was doing as well as anybody does.
At least you tried. We are slowly but surely coming to the end stage of the race.
Well, we have not looked at the leader in some time, so Finley Gamble, let's give you a little spotlight. A dominant display here today. He has taken the fastest lap back with a 2:07.23. Kerry Patton for a while had the fastest lap.
Damn, a 45-second lead to Gamble.
Yeah.
That's quite dominant.
Again, he did take pole by like 1.2 seconds. So this is what happens. Let's see here. How was his pit stop? Just out of curiosity. One of the better ones. Not the best, but one of the better ones. Your best pit stop today is actually second place, Fabio Vara. He beat everybody by 2 seconds or more. Shout out to Matthias Biedermann, who had the second place pit stop.
Go on, Matthias.
He was 2 seconds off of Vara.
No, I want to curse someone, but I don't think I can do it.
Lewez and Bearded X Badass having a battle over 10th place. As Gamble comes through here. Must have been a mistake at some point from Bearded X Badass. He's fallen off of Marood and into the clutches of Lewez. Oh, for sure. Must have happened on this lap, actually. His current lap time is kind of garbage. If you've got a notepad handy, would you mind writing down the fastest laps here? I'll read it out to you. You Apply
If you,
that to the scoring sheet later.
if you give me a quick second.
So silver is Gamble.
Silver.
Okay, the leader is on the final lap now. Give it all you can.
Gamble, yeah.
Maroon for bronze.
Bronze, maroon, yep.
And Wes for iron.
And Wes for iron. Yep,
Once
got
the
him.
race ends, of course, I'll start to lose all of this data as people
Yep.
leave the server.
All good, I got it.
So we'll get that written down just so we can give a full statistical rundown of the championship when we're done here. Before the website is updated. You can get it here first. Although, to be clear, these numbers are subject to change just because if people get promoted, they get removed and other people get removed. So things can change.
It can, but I think in this late stage of the season, I find that chance to be quite unlikely now.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Unless
should be pretty rare. There's been like 4 promotions all season. So definitely not a common thing.
like there would have to be like quite an urgent reason to give someone the promotion in this so late.
We are on the checkered flag lap. The Gamble just needs to bring it on home. Dominant display here for the Ferrari. And just like that, he's going to be kind of in the championship mix. Perfect 20 points today.
It will definitely bring him up there.
The only battle really on the track is this fight between Bearded X Badass and Lou Wes. Everybody else is kind of barring someone running out of gas, where they're going to finish.
Oh,
Leader has finished the race.
that was close.
Running out of gas. Bearded X Badass came out of that corner really slow. He will stay ahead, it looks like.
Yeah, but
Maybe not.
just I got him.
He'll take 10th place.
But that was close.
Very close. We saw that last race with the battle for the lead with Isaac Jordan taking Freddie Murley at the final corner at Laguna Seca.
Very, very well done by Gamble. Just consistent, dominant. Not much else to say, really.
So I'm going to be a little bit quiet here for a bit as I try to update the standings here before we lose some of the data.
I can already see you typing away.
I'm a numbers guy by trade, so I like numbers.
So Finley Gamble finishes in first with Piero in second for silver, and East does finish on the podium in P3 for silver. Then in bronze we have Baker in third, and also overall winning in third, so he's on the podium. Good for him. With second place, Adrian actually managed to come back through all of that and got second place. So that's quite good for him. And
A couple of people made mistakes a little bit more than him getting the reads, so to speak.
True, but I was honestly expecting Adrian to have a lot more pace than he did, but he still recovered. And Adam Stewart for bronze got 3 in his category. And Sean Young finishes for bronze first with Moss in second and Cahill third. Congratulations.
We're losing people.
They gone.
Oh, there we go. I got the full list there. Chris Moss with 2 second places in a row. Very nice. As per usual, all the drivers are invited to possibly participate in a post-race interview if they wish. Not mandatory, obviously. Okay, I've got all the irons. Just got to finish off the bronzes. There we go. Got everybody.
Very good.
So if I recall correctly, the fastest laps were Gamble,
Correct.
Wes, and was it Marood for bronze?
Yep. Correct. You would indeed be correct, sir.
Okay, so the championships, by my calculations, these are unofficial, to be clear, are as follows. Freddie Murley continues to lead the silver category with 62 points, ahead of 54 for Stuart Parsons. Finley Gamble moves into third with 44, ahead of Isaac Jordan with 41. And rounding out the top 5 is Vero with 40. In the bronze category, just gotta get my
Grid line,
here.
give it all you can.
Robert Volt leads by 6 points over Adrian Marood. Jeffrey Bacher is on 66. 64 for Adam Stewart. And Misa Reiser, who is not here today, is in 5th place with 40. His championship hopes are a little bit thin, but the top 4, I think, all have a good chance. And in the bronze category, Sean Young leads by 14 points over Luez. Professional Hater is 15 points further back, and then Wiedemann and Cahill are even on 48 apiece, 2 points behind Hater. So I would say that's a 2-horse race with Sean Young's consistency probably going to be the key. Wes has got pace, but a little bit mistake prone. Hard to see him taking it home, but he is mathematically in the hunt. Let's see here. We do have an interview request, so let me do what I usually do here, which is get out of the server and put you guys on a little car showcase. And I don't know what car we want to do today. Let's see here. Custom liveries, please. Show off the work of the people who have helped me create liveries over the time, which are like all not mine, for the record. Almost all of them.
How about we put on the Gallardo, just for the joke of it?
The Gallardo? You mean the Huracan ST?
No, the Ride Engineering,
the
or whatever
Rider
that thing.
Rex. Okay.
Yeah.
I see. We can do that.
Just for the fun of it.
I always forget that the Rider Rex is a Gallardo. There is Rider Engineering. We'll go with...
What a car.
Go to Boots and Guinion. There we go. All right, so we have a request to speak from our bronze winner today, Jeffrey Bacher. Jeffrey, I have granted you the permission.
Hello. I drove around for an hour.
Yeah, it didn't look like you had the most action-packed day, but you picked up an overall podium. That's pretty cool.
In briefing, we said, "Come on, guys, we need to update driver standards." And all I see in front of me is just people taking each other out, and I just drive past them and do nothing.
There was not a shortage of that happening. That is for sure. There were a couple of people that let's just say if they end up in the chat here, we may have some words for. May have some defenses needed. Well, you had a pretty dull day, but you picked up a class victory. You picked up an overall podium. Based on my rough math here, you are now 14 points back of Robert Volt before taking into account dropped scores. With dropped scores, you are 4 points back.
I'll take it. It's
So, are you convinced that you can take this championship now?
Marant always forgets me when, or yeah, Marant always forgets me when talking. Oh, he can take this championship. He can take this championship. Now I'm always like, okay. I'm I've raced against the people that are now silver, that are now gold. I've challenged them every time. I've never taken a championship, but I'm always just there. Like I'm a little bit frustrated by this also as well. So that's also why I'm a bit more negative against people and a bit more blunt than I usually am. But it is they just keep making mistakes, and I can't just stay sticking around and I don't get pulled in these mistakes.
I mean, that's going to work out for you eventually. I mean, you don't have, if you don't mind me saying, you don't have necessarily the pace of a champion, but you have the consistency and the temperament, I think, to take this home.
I'm also the only.
You've had back-to-back wins in the class, and you've had 4 podiums and 4 races. That's very impressive.
It's also I saw the race results. I kept looking at it over the course of the race, and I kept thinking, why is the first car that's behind me why is that a iron? Where did all the silvers go? Apparently, they touched each other, turned each other around.
There were a couple of silvers that just didn't seem to be having a good day on like a pace level today. They just well that and there were just very few of them. How many were there actually?
7 or so, but all the ones that should be there.
There were only 4 silvers that saw the checkered flags, so that's definitely a big part of that. And one of them, Kerry Pattenden, had a number of penalties. I think a drive-through and a stop-go penalty for 30 seconds.
I say silver.
Correct.
I mean bronze. Still with the old system.
So, just a lot of people missing today, and a huge opportunity for those that showed up, and you took maximum advantage of that.
Yeah. It's. I was thinking, okay, this is weird. When I was on the grid and I looked at the grid before the race, and I looked at everyone, and I saw only me with a time penalty from the last one. Like, okay, that's unusual. I think
I will
something.
say that is unusual in my my relatively brief experience doing commentary for you lot. A single penalty is a bit low. I'm just going to post in the chat here if anybody wants to pop in.
And damn it, I missed out on the fastest lap in class by like half a second, so it's not that net close actually. But I tried for it, so I only had a couple shots after pit stop because for once, a rare time, I changed tires. So
you were going for that fastest lap.
I've lost championship to Finley Gamble because of he getting fastest lap and pole position every time.
Well,
That's Finley for you.
That is the Finley Gamble way.
I outraced him in any metric you can say. My worst result was second. I won 3 races. He won 3 races. His worst result was 4th, and he still won the championship quite handily with a decent margin because he kept getting those bonus points.
Yeah, there's a relatively low gap in the Evolution Racing Academy scoring system, so
I'm not salty at all.
Definitely puts those bonus points on at a premium.
It's not Volt that got them. He was really not having the day today.
No, Volt was. There were a couple of drivers who looked very off today. I can't really say anything because I've yet to turn a wheel in anger around COTA. So I for a change, I don't even really know if I'm any good at this track. Maybe I would have been great. Maybe I would have won.
Maybe your dreams.
I mean, the way it was going, anyone could have won. Really, if everyone kept taking each other out.
I don't know about that. I think
it was just ridiculous.
I think the win was a formality on this one, as we were just watching Finley Gamble streak away.
Yeah, if you take Gamble in that account, he was just insane. When you give him clear air, he's just gone.
Mm-hmm. We saw very, very little of him until we put him on screen at the end, just to give him the winner's spotlight.
He's finishing, so we have to show him.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep. Exactly what we did.
Also, by that point, we largely had kind of calmed down. Although Bearded X Badass and Lou Wez ended up with a battle to the line, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels kind of hollow. Just not having a very eventful race. Just the most exciting part in the first 15 minutes when people are taking each other out in front of me. And then at the halfway point or so, when I had to fight against Murad and Merusanu, when that were a lap down, which was interesting.
Yeah, we saw that. That was covered on the broadcast a fair bit. I was begging you to get into the pits.
Yeah, it was a couple laps too early for what I wanted to do, what I had planned, which was at the 20-minute mark or so. And then I even I wanted to go a lap later actually, but they keep heading in the way.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You gotta be able to adapt at times. We have somebody in the audience. Do we have a raised hand? It's Robert Volt. Robert.
Maybe he's a bit nicer than me than about today.
Robert, you are given permission to speak. There it is.
Yes, hello. We're
Robert,
still streaming, right?
We are. This, I believe, was your worst round of the season, Robert. What happened today?
Well, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I fucking dread COTA every time I just see it. Whenever someone just mentions COTA, I just get a sour taste in my mouth.
Ah, so this is your poison track for the calendar. I see.
It's just kryptonite.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a fifth place, I guess. So for a poison track, not bad.
Yeah. Everyone here says that Paul Vishal is worse. No.
Oh, everybody has their own particular preferences. There are some tracks that are very, very popular with other people that I cannot stand.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of tracks. Well, actually, it's particularly worse for me because I used to run a lot of series in racing experience, and there's a lot of kind of like rare tracks in that game that people just don't remember. And I'll be like, they'll be like, why don't we race this track more? I'm like, I put it on the form to get voted for all the time, and you guys just don't vote for it.
Right. It's one of those tracks.
You can't remember that it's good. You're like, Zoo High? Is that a good track? We have like great races at it every single time, and nobody can remember that it's good.
Yeah. If you want my what's it called? If you want my initial thoughts about COTA, just look at was it General VC1? Yeah, General Voice Chat 1.
I see.
Yep.
Well, you're still in the championship lead based on my rough math, so that's good. Your gap is 6 points over Adrian Marood and 14 points over Jeffrey Bacher. That is before drop scores are taken into account.
Yeah, which is literally the main reason why I even attended this race at all. Like, it was just to have some points from this.
Well, you got 10. It's a solid effort.
Yay! Well, it doesn't really help that half of the grid didn't turn up today, so...
Oh yeah, I think everybody who turned up today is going to be very, very happy to have done so, because there's a lot of points to be scored here today.
I guess there's a lot more people that hate COTA more than you do.
Well, judging from how many actually turned up, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or just COTA in general was just too much for them to spend the money, even if it was during the sale.
Could also be the night race aspect, maybe intimidating some people. I was going to try and get Matthias Wiedemann in here to ask him about his interesting choice to go with a sprint livery for this race, which is a little bit weird.
Yeah.
But
if I can, I could mention my verdict, my initial verdict on the track.
Terrible, I'm imagining.
Yeah.
Spawn of Satan.
The track is basically the track designer is an infant that drew something on a piece of paper and then decided to use that as a racetrack.
I feel like that describes a lot of racetracks, honestly.
Yeah.
There's a track in Canada called Shannonville, which looks absolutely like something somebody drew with spaghetti on a placemat at some point.
Yeah, but isn't that? I'm a bit. I don't know that track, but I assume that it's more of a grassroots kind of thing.
It's one of the bigger tracks in Canada. It's just, obviously Canada is not a stop on a lot of international racing circuits. Outside of basically Circuit Gilles Villeneuve and Mosport. But it's I believe the second biggest track in my province.
Yeah,
I've volunteered there a couple of times and have raced that on bikes and cars. So
nice. As far as I know, my county has like one track.
Oh yeah, no, we're not much better here. I don't think I could name. I could name 3 total tracks in the entire province.
Yeah,
that's about it, and that's probably the best Canada has to offer.
I can at least name
Quebec's got quite a few. We have Trois-Rivières, Mont Tremblant, and of course the Formula One Grand Prix is there at Gilles Villeneuve.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say I can name 3 tracks in the Netherlands.
Really, I can only name 2.
Zandvoort, Assen, and Van Rij.
I don't know the third one.
Van Rij short oval.
Okay.
Euro NASCAR races there often.
Uh-huh.
And that's why nobody knows about it.
I mean, admittedly, there's countries in Europe I can't name a single track in. So I mean, 3 is probably pretty high.
Yeah. Although somewhat off topic, I tried to race. Well, I did try out Automobilista 2 recently. After the 1.6 update, with I was driving one of the vintage Formula cars on 1970 Nürburgring.
Oh boy!
just because I was bored.
Well, that will certainly keep you awake.
Yeah, but in VR as well, mind you. It was quite the experience.
I have yet to try VR. At some point, I should.
Take this from someone who went from a monitor to VR. Even though it's the first generation Oculus Rift, you can judge a braking distance so much better. It's a lot more intuitive to drive.
I can imagine so. I can imagine the considerable advantages.
Yeah. Like, for instance, when you drive on the monitor, you use a lot of braking references. In VR, you just brake. Just, okay, here, I can brake here. It actually went quite well. I'll remember that next time.
All right. Well, we're off to the next round at... I have it written down now. Suzuka next up. Is Suzuka a track that you guys are looking forward to more than COTA? Or
definitely.
Is that also a rough time?
Well, you don't have to ask me twice about driving on Suzuka.
A great improvement over COTA, I imagine.
Personally, yes, but some others here describe that Suzuka is literally a Japanese COTA, which I strongly disagree on.
I don't know. I definitely kind of see it. There are some aspects of Suzuka that are definitely kind of present at COTA, but also I can't give really a fair example because, like as stated, I have COTA is one of the few tracks in Assetto Corsa Competizione that I have not have just not bothered with.
Yeah. For your own sanity, don't.
Oh, I must though. I do commentary too much not to throw myself into every track.
Yeah.
I need to know the terror.
Yeah. So, which
You're
turn
talking
is
to a
it?
guy who has over 700 laps around Macau.
Ah. Yeah. Halfway through turn 6, the turn just suddenly tightens up right after a crest. Just who designed this?
Sounds a bit like Kyle Almy a little bit in that regard, which I do love.
Yeah. No, you drive over the crest, and then the turn suddenly gets sharper right as you go a little bit downhill again, which upsets the car.
Also, Robert, before I forget, did you also have no radar for cars in front of you? Like if you were behind a car, it would just not show up on the radar, or was that just me?
Nope. It didn't show up for me.
Okay, so
Interesting.
it's not.
ACC issues.
They
That
did
was
just do an
very,
update today, so that maybe the update's a little bit buggy.
that was very fun going into turn 1, seeing, wait, there's no radar for cars in front. Uh-oh.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't had radars for cars in front of me at all, so
It's only today I didn't notice it, but noticed it just wasn't there.
ah. No,
I think Idris Cahill thinks I'm someone that I'm not. That's interesting.
yeah. No, literally, I've never experienced having the radar pop up for cars in front of me as well.
Never?
Nope, not in ACC.
Turned off?
No,
Okay. Interesting.
because I got the radar up for a car that's behind me.
Okay. That's weird.
Yes,
It's very bizarre.
you don't
haven't-
say. I'm just gonna check the settings.
All right. Doesn't look like anybody else is popping in for an interview, so we're going to say goodbye to the stream audience. Thank you for joining us. Thank you to Dennis for joining me for the race and keeping me company up in the booth.
No worries.
And thank you to Robert and to Jeffrey.
Yeah, what was my name again?
Yeah, I blanked at your name for a second there. Thank you for popping in for an interview after the race. Good luck in your respective championship battles with each other. And hopefully Suzuka brings you two in a little more direct competition than we had today.
Yeah, they hope so.
Okay, we're off stream.